Hi, welcome today. We are still talking about graphs and data collection today. We said, just reviewing for you, we said that data is a collection of facts, that you get that collection of facts from taking a survey. And a survey is questions that you ask to find out the facts. And we said that when you organize your information, you put it into a table. Here's a table. And that you then change the table into certain types of graphs. And then we named, this is a pie graph, a pie chart, or a circle graph. This is a line graph. This is a bar graph. This is a line plot. This is a picture or pictograph. And then we talked the next day about parts of a graph, and we used the word tails to help us. T is for title, students' favorite juices. A is for axes, and axes is actually pronounced with an E and spelled with an E when you're talking about more than one. So you have the y-axis, which is the vertical line, and you have the x-axis, which is the horizontal line. I just taught you two new words. Vertical means side to side. Horizontal means up and down. And then we talked about how the I stood for intervals. Intervals, and this is how you spell the word, intervals, is what the scale is counting by. And we said on this, it is counting by 2. So there's intervals of 2. And then we said L was for labels. And so the labels are the subtitles, so the labels tell you what each side is for. So these numbers are the number of students that voted, whereas this juices tells you the types of choices that the people had to vote for. We have S for 2 things, the scale and the spaces between the bars on a bar graph. So we talked about all those things. Today, we are going to actually make a table from a survey. Now, a survey can be any question that you come up with that's going to give you certain answers. You could give someone a survey and give them choices to choose from, or you could give someone a survey and let them pick their answers, and you make a table from each. In the surveys that we give, we're going to give about 3 or 4 choices to someone first. So one of the questions that you want to ask. So one of the questions that I'm thinking today is, what is your favorite sport? So I'm going to give some choices today, and I would like you to start with 4 choices when you are making a table. So we could say, I'm going to include soccer because if you know me at all, it's one of my favorite sports. Okay, basketball. I know that's another favorite sport. Football. And I'm going to put gymnastics. Something for the girls. Well, all of these could be for the girls too, but I think a lot of girls would probably like gymnastics. So I'm going to put down soccer, basketball, football, or gymnastics. And so what I would do with this survey is go around and ask everyone. So for instance, say I asked 10 or 20 people the survey. I would go to each one and I would ask them that question and I would mark down their choices. So I'm going to start recording some of these things in my table. So here I'm going to leave this for my category. So I'm going to put types of sports because that's what I've asked, and I'm going to fill them in. So we have soccer, we have basketball, football, and gymnastics. Okay, so over here, I'm going to leave this room for my tally marks. Oh, it's giving me a hard time here. So, let's say I asked 20 people, and the first person said, oh, I like football. So I would put down their response. And the next person says, oh, well, I like basketball. So I'd put a tally mark in basketball. The next person says, oh, well, I like football. Oh, I like gymnastics. I like soccer. So far, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total marks. I know that I still have 15 people to ask because I'm trying to ask 20 people total. So I'm asking more people and I'm just pretending, and I ask another person and they say, oh, well, I like football. And I ask someone else and they say, oh, well, I like soccer. I like gymnastics. So are you keeping track of how many I have so far? All right, I'm going to keep putting tally marks. Are you keeping track? How many more do I have to make? If you said 6, you're right. Just trying to decide where to put this one. I'm going to put it with football. Now, this is a pretend survey, but if you ask real people, your survey will probably look a lot like what I have. There will probably be one with the least amount and one with the most amount. It's very rare that you'd have a survey with a lot of even choices, but sometimes that can happen too. So then you just write the totals here. There are 5 tally marks, there are 8 tally marks, and then there are 4. And when you get done, these numbers should all total what you have. And so there you have it. We've just made a table from a survey.